This is a side-by-side look at the Samsung Intercept and the LG Optimus V, the two Android phones that are currently supported by Virgin Mobile as of February 2011. The Intercept currently retails for $250, while the Optimus, which was just released, retails for just $150. Let's first take a quick look at what's included with each package. For the Intercept, in addition to the standard documentation you'd expect, you get the phone and battery, a bundled 2GB microSD card, which comes pre-installed in the slot and is user upgradable. You get a power adapter, which goes to USB. You get a USB cable, which goes from USB Type A to micro B, and that's about it. With the Optimus, you get the phone and battery, you get the 2GB microSD card, you get the same type of wall adapter going to USB, the same type of power USB connector cable going from USB Type A to micro B, but you also get a microSD card adapter, which is useful if your computer has an SD card slot and you want to be able to put data directly on that SD card. And it also comes bundled with a pair of headphones that have a built-in button that you can use to pause or advance your music on the music player. The headphone sound quality isn't great. It's comparable to your standard $8 set of headphones, but it is nice to have that button and to be able to control your music with one click rather than having to go through your lock screen, turn on the phone, go through the lock screen, load your music player, and advance your song. So if you don't already have a pair of those, it is nice that they included that in the package. Next, let's take a look at the form factor for each phone. For the Intercept, on the front, you have a 240 by 400 pixel screen. You have 4 soft keys that respond to touch only. These aren't hardware keys. You have an optical scroll wheel with button. I've never really found a practical use for this when you can just tap directly on the screen, but you can use it to scroll around and make different selections. You also have a call button and an end call button / power button. And on the left side, you have volume up and down controls, as well as a space for the micro SD card. On the top, you have a space for your micro USB connector. On the right side, you have a headphone jack, as well as a camera button. And on the bottom, you have your microphone. On the back, you have a 3.2 megapixel camera, and a small mirror for framing self-portraits, and a speaker. Now looking at the Optimus, on the front you have a 320 by 480 pixel screen, which is 60% more pixels than the Intercept. You have 4 hardware buttons, which I really like. These actually do depress down when you click on them, so you can feel when you've registered a button press. On the left side you have the micro SD card slot. On the top you have your headphone jack and power button. On the right side you have volume controls, a voice dial button, and a camera button. On the bottom you have your micro USB port and microphone. And on the back you have a 3.2 megapixel camera and speaker. Comparing these phones side by side, the Samsung Intercept is quite a bit thicker and heavier than the Optimus. If we just put these back to back here, you can tell that the Intercept's a little thicker. It doesn't quite come through in this picture, but in the hand, the Optimus definitely has a nicer feel to it. Now, part of the reason for that difference in thickness is that the Intercept does have a slide-out hardware keyboard, which does work pretty well. The Optimus does not have a hardware keyboard, but it does come bundled with the Swipe keyboard in software, which does work pretty well. Swipe, as far as I can tell, is not supported for the Samsung Intercept because of the limited screen resolution.